Hi guys, Coach Tiffany here. How you doing? Oh gosh, it's a beautiful day in Portland. We're having a lovely spring, or I'm in a spring. Holy smokes, a lovely fall. The leaves are starting to change, and it's cool and crisp, but also we're still having some warm weather, so that's always exciting. Anyway, I wanted to hop on and just do a little inspiration post. I have been doing those on Mondays, but actually, it looks like Mondays are going to be Monday Member Day. So I want to be highlighting the members in the group who are, involved in and kind of helping build the community, and also who are doing things that I just am inspired by. So that, and then welcoming our new members. That's going to be on Monday. So I'm going to try to hop on here. Sorry, I just got a message. I'm going to try to hop on here on Tuesdays for my little inspiration cheerleading posts. And then on Thursday, I'll still be doing the live coaching. People seem to be getting value out of that. And so I want to make sure I'm, continuing to bring value to you. Of course, if there's anything you want me to talk about, feel free to post it and or message me. I also am posting most Wednesdays, just a reminder, like if you have questions you want me to answer during live coaching. The only caveat with that is, making sure that it's not personal medical stuff, like specific to, I have this diagnosis and so I, want advice on this thing. Because of HIPAA laws and confidentiality rules, it's challenging for me to speak specifically to someone's medical issues. But if you want me to just answer a general question like, oh, I heard that, eggs are bad or something like that, right? Then that's totally fine. I can answer those kinds of things. And eggs are not bad, but for some people like me, they don't work. Somebody just hopped on. Hi there. Unfortunately, with my phone, it's so small, I can't see. If you are watching, just say hello, right? Maybe where you're watching from, and any feedback you have about the video. So today I want to talk about autonomy. And autonomy is really on my mind right now because of everything that's happening in the world politically, and just how I see women experiencing the world. And also because of my coaching practice, it is something that I end up talking to my clients about a lot. So the reason I want to talk about autonomy today is that it's really important in figuring out what works for us in terms of our food intake. So a lot of times we have this idea of like what we should eat, right? Like how much we should eat, what types of foods we should eat, foods that are good or bad. And a lot of times we kind of give away our power and our control by buying into dieting culture and having this external locus of control. So I'm going to do XYZ diet and here's the rules so I can and can't have these foods. When we are doing the type of work that I do, which is more looking at intuitive eating and learning what works for us, specifically our body type and our medical issues and our needs and our energy and our stress and all of those things, it takes a lot of autonomy to maintain that in the world. So this idea of bringing the locus of control internally and recognizing that we can trust ourselves, that we do know what's best for ourselves, and starting to get reconnected to the things that our bodies are telling us, all while ignoring the outside influences like the dieting culture. And it's so challenging because there's a lot of pressure, and we've gotten a lot of messages like from the time that we were babies, right? When we're little, it's eat more, right? Few more bites, or eat more veggies, or eat this, have more, right? And then as we get older, as women, a lot of times we're told like, eat less. Don't listen to your hunger signals, or your hunger and your needs are not a priority. Other things are more of a priority, especially, I think, maybe one of the new members that just, hi, Chantel, I think that she's on or has hopped on, and I think she's a nurse as well. So that's really exciting. So especially like for people who are in professions or entrepreneurs who are, really busy, right? So like as a nurse, my hunger was not the priority. It was, whether my patients were breathing was a priority, and getting the medications passed around, and doing all my assessments adjustments in my charting. And so I would often eat sitting at a computer or shoving a bar in my face in the med room or the break room really quickly. So we get all of these messages from external sources. And a lot of times it's from our mothers, right? Like we're taught oftentimes to diet from our mothers. Or we're taught, that our bodies aren't to be trusted from our culture. I won't say a lot about that because I don't want this to become a political discussion. But there's kind of this model that, don't listen to your body, or your body gives you, you're a woman, you're emotional, right? You're an emotional eater, you have no willpower, these things. And really, if we can learn to be quiet and bring that locus of control back and stand in our power, be empowered to do what's best for us, that's going to lead to a much healthier relationship with food than listening to all of this noise. So, so having autonomy in our relationship with food looks like honoring our body and our body's needs and not allowing the outside influences to shift doing what's best for us. So what does that look like? Well, it looks like removing judgment. So if you needed to eat a whole bag of potato chips last night, like, why was that? Did you need more sodium? Had you not eaten enough that day? Is your cortisol through the roof, causing you to crave carbohydrates? Are you not getting enough sleep? Are you not feeling satisfied? So this is another way that our culture tends to strip us of autonomy in our relationship with food. We're told that we can't enjoy food, that that's a bad thing, that having pleasure or eating something simply because it's delicious is not good. The old saying, like if it's good for me, if it tastes good, it's not good for me. And to me, that's a bunch of bullshit. Honestly, like strawberries is an example I use. Like strawberries taste delicious and they're good for me, right? I actually love kale. I think it tastes delicious if it's done right. I utilize a meal delivery service because I'm a busy lady and I need to supplement the meals that I can prep myself. So I use No Mess Chef, and I just texted him because I had some of his kale this morning and it is so good. And so I just texted, like, I love, love, love your kale, right? And that's excellent for me. So, and I tend to believe that less processed, like homemade foods are really good for me, and they usually taste amazing. And curry is something that I absolutely love. It tastes so good to me, and it's good for me, right? It's nourishing. It's got a lot of nutrients in it, and has anti-inflammatory properties. So anyways, we need to go off for too long about how delicious food is good for me. But the point is that, we're stripped of our autonomy in our relationship with food all the time. And it is extremely problematic because it causes us to not really know how to nourish ourselves and nourish our bodies and know what's best for us. So let's all think about or be empowered, right, to let go of that judgment and get curious and learn what will be best for me and my body, and not something that other people, that's not something that other people can really determine. Now, that's not to say we don't need to have a team that supports us in this, right? So, having an excellent doctor, and I tend to steer people toward naturopaths who are a little more kind of science research based, who do like blood tests and those things. That helps me because it helps me to feel that I can trust their information that they're giving me, or like a functional medicine provider, or a really not knowledgeable, more integrative type physician, integrative medicine physician. So having a doctor is really important. Having, a coach or an accountability partner, or a girlfriend that is rooting you on, that knows that you need to make these decisions that work for you, that isn't going to try to influence you with the latest fad diet. A lot of times our family they can't be necessarily as supportive as we want. So learning boundaries with our family around, talking about our weight, our size, what we choose to eat, what we choose not to eat. Really, honestly, it's nobody else's business, but we tend to feel like we need to justify these things. So having a team, not having judgment, removing boundaries, having boundaries, and removing barriers. So, that's another honoring our needs in a way that is like a verb. So loving ourselves is a verb. So taking action toward having autonomy in that, right? Because when we're running around ragged and we're not investing that time into ourselves, then we're once again external locus of control. We're kind of at the mercy of what's available to us. And so that's kind of the last piece of this that I wanted to bring up, is having autonomy with our relationship with food is about honoring our needs and taking responsibility for that, which includes not only cutting through all the noise, but making sure we have what we need. So anyways, I hope this was helpful. And I'm doing this work because our relationships with food, it's so complicated, right? And because of all the cultural conditioning and the diet culture, we have had a lot of conflicting messages, and that we're told that we're broken a lot. And women tend to spend a lot of time worrying about food, a lot of time, but also just mental energy, right? And it's like an adversarial relationship with food, and our hunger and our body's needs. So I was just talking with a client right before this, and it was so inspiring to talk with her. And she was just talking about experiencing a sense of ease in her relationship with food. And I want that for all of the women on here and all of the women that whose lives I'm a part of, because I see you doing amazing things, like really amazing things in the world. And I want you to have ease in your relationship with food to free up the mental and emotional energy that's spent worrying about food. And instead, I want you to use that energy to do what you really want to do in the world and go out and lead, and lead by example, and also, be able to affect change in the world. So that feels really important right now. So I'm actually getting emotional. It feels really important to have women who are freed in terms of that emotional and mental energy, so that they can do what they really, just be their best in the world and have that ripple effect to create change. So anyways, I'm feeling emotional, but also really inspired. I really appreciate this group. The group involvement the group engagement has been really awesome. And so that makes me feel like I'm on the right path, that there is a need for this message in the world. And so it inspires me to do more and keep going when I'm, even when I'm feeling frustrated about the state of affairs in the world. So this is a source of joy and replenishment for me as well. So thank you so much. And continue to, just post in here. Let us know what your needs are, support each other, and be awesome, be you in the world. Thanks so much.